This is the Fantasy Football Unlimited podcast with your host, Kevin Murray.
Welcome to the Fantasy Football Unlimited Commish of the Year announcement show. It's an absolute thrill and honor to have you here with me as we name the 2024 Commish of the Year in fantasy football. Now, outside of playoff fantasy football leagues, of course, the 2024 season is complete, and there is just one more thing we need to do, and it is time to celebrate the incredible commissioners out there that do so much to make their league experience special for their league members. It's time to crown the one individual as Commish of the Year. Now, the role of fantasy football commissioner goes beyond organizing a draft, collecting dues, and tinkering with league settings. The fantasy football commissioner is the league's fearless leader, the architect of dreams, the heartbeat of the league. From draft day to the championship and all the glory that comes with it, the commish is the glue that keeps the league together, the voice of reason, and the spark of excitement. Without the commish, chaos reigns. With a great commish, your league will thrive. Now, being commissioner isn't just a role, it's a badge of honor. So with that, let us all celebrate and honor some of the best commissioners on the planet. That is what this contest was all about. And the response was incredible. I wish we could give out awards to every commissioner that was nominated, as every last one of them was truly impressive. And the love and appreciation that was shared by league members, it was unbelievable. League members from all over North America nominated their commissioners and shared why they believe their commish was deserving of this incredible prize package and honor. Let's talk about what the Commish of the Year will receive. Now, first off, the 5 finalists of the award that will be announced shortly will all receive invitations to participate in Scott Fish Bowl 15. If you're unfamiliar with Scott Fish Bowl, SFB is one of the most prestigious and charitable fantasy football tournaments in the world. Created by Scott Fish, it's an invitational fantasy sports industry-wide competition that brings fantasy football analysts, enthusiasts, experts, and celebrities to play in a massive multi-divisional league. Scott Fish Bowl isn't just a tournament. It's a movement that celebrates the fantasy football community, and it makes real-world impact by raising an incredible amount of money for charity. And it provides an environment where an entire community unites and develops lifelong connections. If you want to learn more about SFB and Scott Fish Bowl, be sure to check out scottfishbowl.com as well as fantasycares.org. As for the rest of the prize package, the winner of this contest will receive a Commish of the Year blazer. Beautiful red blazer. It's gonna look great on you. A commemorative T-shirt and an incredible collection of hardware from Trophy Smack. That includes a Commish chain, a Respect the Commish bling ring, and a custom championship belt to honor this achievement. Now, Trophy Smack has the best products and hardware on the planet. It's the ultimate destination for fantasy sports awards, offering a wide range of custom trophies, championship belts, rings, draft boards. It just takes leagues to the next level. Trophy Smack fuels the passion and camaraderie that makes fantasy sports so special. When it comes to this contest, I recruited some of the most incredible help from the fantasy football industry to help judge the competition. I hand-selected a unique and well-rounded group of individuals that absolutely crushed their duties as judges. Each brought their own unique perspective to the table. Let me introduce to you the judging panel. JJ Zachariason is a distinguished figure in the fantasy football community and host of Late Round Podcast, which is closing in on 1,000 episodes. In 2012, JJ released his ebook, The Late Round Quarterback, which propelled him into prominent roles in the fantasy sports industry. Late Round Fantasy Football Podcast is one of the industry's most popular podcasts. It's known for its concise, data-driven approach to fantasy football strategy, insightful episodes that break down analytics, player trends, and strategic advice to help fantasy managers maximize value and begin to build winning rosters. Now, as a judge, JJ brought his sharp eye for league management and innovative thinking as he evaluated the Commish of the Year contestants. Be sure to check out JJ's podcast and also his Late Round Perspectives episodes, where he hosts industry experts to share their backgrounds and their unique insights and perspectives on fantasy football. If you love Dynasty Fantasy Football and are passionate about the NFL Draft, check out JJ's Late Round Prospect Guide. It's a comprehensive, downloadable PDF that features JJ's prospect models, rookie rankings, player profiles, and so much more. And of course, ahead of the 2025 season, don't miss out on JJ's late round draft guide. It's an award-winning guide that offers in-depth draft strategies and player evaluations. Next up, John Bosch is a fantasy football innovator and a mastermind known for his creative and strategic approach to fantasy football formats. John is a driving force behind unique fantasy concepts and is widely recognized for his work in developing complex league formats that challenge traditional gameplay. He combines his deep understanding of fantasy football with a passion for pushing the boundaries of the game. John is especially well known for his ability to craft engaging and competitive dynasty league formats. His insight into league design, strategy, roster management, and creating some of the wildest leagues on the planet. It's earned him a dedicated following within the fantasy football community. John is a true ambassador of the game. His presence on this judging panel brought invaluable expertise and a unique perspective that will help identify the most innovative and dedicated commissioners in the game. Next up, we have Joey Wright from Football Guys. A dynamic and engaging voice in the fantasy football community. He is known as a trusted analyst, content creator, and community ambassador for Football Guys. Beyond his analytical skills, he is one of the most entertaining people within the fantasy sports industry. His infectious enthusiasm, personality, and dedication to the fantasy football community shines through in everything that he does. As a judge for the Fantasy Football Commissioner of the Year contest, Joey brings a unique mix of experience, creativity, and a deep appreciation for what makes fantasy football leagues thrive. Next, we have the one and only Kendall Valenzuela. Kendall is a distinguished senior analyst for Matthew Berry's Fantasy Life. She brings a wealth of expertise and passion to the fantasy football community, consistently delivering insightful analysis and engaging content. Kendall is a prominent voice on Sirius XM Fantasy Sports Radio, where she co-hosts Fantasy Life, providing listeners with in-depth discussions and strategic advice. Her commitment to the fantasy football community and her multifaceted role at Fantasy Life make her an invaluable addition to the Fantasy Football Commission of the Year judging panel. Next, we have Ryan McDowell, a highly respected voice in the fantasy football industry and a true expert in Dynasty League strategy. Ryan is a senior writer at Dynasty League Football and is a true pioneer in Dynasty fantasy football. He's known for his innovative approach to league formats. He's been instrumental in shaping the Dynasty community, offering valuable advice through writing, podcasting, and active engagement on social media. Ryan co-hosts the Commish Impossible podcast with Scott Fish. Now, this is a must-listen for fantasy football commissioners. This show dives deep into league management strategies, creative league ideas, and solutions to common commissioner challenges. With their vast experience in running and designing fantasy leagues, Scott and Ryan provide valuable insights, practical advice, and entertaining discussion that helps commissioners create fun, fair, and engaging leagues. Whether you're a seasoned commissioner or just starting out, Commish Impossible offers a wealth of evergreen knowledge to elevate your league experience. With years of experience and a commitment to helping fantasy football enthusiasts maximize their leagues, Ryan brings a wealth of knowledge and passion to our Fantasy Football Commission of the Year judging panel. Last but certainly not least, I'd like to introduce Scott Fish, one of the most influential and respected figures in the fantasy football industry. Scott is best known as the mastermind behind the Scott Fish Bowl, the largest and most charitable fantasy football tournament in the world. His work has transformed the fantasy community by blending competition with philanthropy. Scott's contributions to fantasy football go far beyond SFB. As a leading advocate for using fantasy football as a force for good, he has pioneered initiatives that encourage leagues to give back to their communities, inspiring countless managers to incorporate charitable elements into their leagues. His impact extends into his work with Fantasy Cares, a nonprofit organization that provides toys for underprivileged children and supports various charitable causes through fantasy sports fundraising. Scott's passion for community building within fantasy football has made him a beloved figure in the industry. He is committed to fostering a welcoming and supporting environment, encouraging engagement from fans of all backgrounds, and promoting the positive impact fantasy football can have on people's lives. As a judge for the Fantasy Football Commission of the Year contest, Scott brings unparalleled experience, innovation, and a deep commitment to league building excellence. His presence ensures that this contest not only recognizes great commissioners, but also inspires them to make a meaningful impact, both within their leagues and beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the distinguished judging panel that helped determine our top 5 finalists, who determined the unanimous winner of the Commish of the Year contest. That is right. The winner of this contest was a unanimous choice for the judges. Unfortunately, there's only one individual that can take home the hardware, which you will certainly understand why when you see what they do for their league. Now, with that said, again, let's celebrate every commish out there that was nominated and commissioners that weren't nominated out there that are doing great things. Your league members are so appreciative of the hard work, the dedication, and the sacrifice that you put in to help make their fantasy league experience so special. I'd like to take this moment to share some honorable mentions. Now, when I think of fantasy football commissioners, I certainly think of John Bosch and Ryan McDowell and Scott Fish, as these guys are absolute legends in the fantasy community, and I am so grateful that they are participating on this judging panel. I also think of Commish John McGlynn, the Commish of the Mighty McGlynn home leagues near Chicago, Illinois. This guy truly gets it when it comes to his passion for being a fantasy football commissioner and his dedication for making sure that everyone in his league feels like they're part of something special. Now, be sure to follow him on X. It's at John McGlynn 75 and check out his Dynasty Evaluation podcast. This guy is a true fantasy commissioner and one that inspires a lot of people to do great things in fantasy. I also think about Iggy Gilbert from the Sports Affiliation. He puts a ton of effort into making his IDP charity league for Kawasaki disease awareness as special as possible, running 16 teams, 7 conferences, doing weekly recaps and write-ups. Iggy is incredible. I also think about Billy Mikulski and the BPFL Fantasy League. Now, Billy received a couple of nominations early on in the contest, but unfortunately, after the deadline and after the judges have reviewed the finalists, we received about 10 more nominations. Now, if you are a commissioner, I implore you, if you think about running for any type of Commissioner of the Year contest in 2025, Billy and the Bush Pounders are the gold standard. This is a league that will set the standard in 2025 in fantasy football. Visit bpflfantasyfootballleague.godaddysite.com and you'll figure out why. Like, your minds will be blown. The website, the league history, the league member bios, the awards, all of their social media content is absolutely extraordinary. Billy gets it. His league members are insanely appreciative of his efforts. I know you guys might be disappointed. However, your late nominations are going to roll right into 2025 because of what I've seen from you guys and what I've seen from Billy is absolutely phenomenal on every level. You guys are just incredible when it comes to getting the most out of a fantasy football league, the connections, the camaraderie. You guys are, I mean, I can't say enough about how incredible that league is. And again, 2025, this is the gold standard. And after hundreds and hundreds of nominations, it is time to reveal the top 5 finalists for Commish of the Year. At number 5, Alec Martin. Commish of a league called Game of Inches. He received 9 nominations. He's known for planning league features and details years in advance. His unbiased power rankings that come with thoughts on how others can improve their teams, and a virtual awards ceremony that he delivers. He implemented timeout rules and a challenge flag that just will blow your mind. 3 timeouts for the first half of the season, 3 timeouts the second half of the season into the playoffs. You are allowed to have a timeout where you can actually substitute a player in your lineup during live action. Incredible stuff for sure. Now, the challenge flag, this is next level as well. You can throw a red flag, a challenge flag, and argue your case to a league. If something happens in the NFL where the refs get something wrong, you can challenge that flag. You can overrule what happens in the NFL. You got to provide some video evidence to overrule that, and you're going to go against the panel. Let them know what you think happened, and you can actually overturn something that happens in the league in the NFL and get fantasy points because of it. Now, one of his league mates said that he was on the verge of giving up on fantasy football, but he found this league, and it was so much fun with all the crafty ways the commish creates challenges every month. Now, Joey Wright from Football Guy says this guy could have easily been my top choice with everything he does in his league. Scott Fish says Alec keeps his league fun and interesting. Rules like timeouts and challenges, weekly power ranks, and an award ceremony, and more. Being helpful and responsive is one of the biggest keys to commissioning, and it seems like Alec excels at this. John Bosch says, loves the timeout and challenge rule additions. Manual work for the commish, but something that gives a league a little more something special. Now, JJ Zachariason says, I love the implementation of timeouts and challenge flags as a wrinkle. I have been contemplating doing something similar in a league that I commish. Way to go, Alec. Absolutely incredible work. Hats off to you, my man. At number 4, Marcello Simon Wolfgang received 7 nominations. He is known for yearly voting for league scoring settings, implementing a defense postulation system that makes matchups even tighter every week. He keeps a 10-year history of the league by team data, historic data, does power rankings each and every week. He has a live group chat that's just always active, and our judges definitely recognize what he's been doing. JJ Zachariason says, probably the best bookkeeping I've ever seen from a commissioner. Joey Wright says, seems like a great commissioner who has an admirable attention to detail. John Bosch says, league histories are always fun to look at for managers, great touch, and focusing on a scoring system to generate fun is so very important. And Scott Fish says, might be one of the most organized commissioners I've seen with historical data. The way that he keeps track of the league is a data nerd's dream, and I have to imagine that the organization translates into an incredibly well-run league. Pretty impressive stuff. Congrats on your finish. Jay Klein, number 3, received 6 nominations. Known for his incredible newsletter recap, implements his passion for graphic design into the league. He does weekly recaps. One of his league members says Commish makes recaps every single week, giving each matchup details as well as puns. Seriously makes me look forward to Tuesday mornings. Another league member says, if he does not win, I suspect collusion. Impressive stuff for sure from Jay. Now, our judges said, Joey Wright said, I'm a sucker for a good newsletter. Love Jay's love for his league. Jay's ability to keep the league engaged and enjoyable stems from his weekly recaps. They look organized, interesting, and definitely fun. They seem like a must-read weekly, Scott Fish says. JJ Zachariason says, great recaps and write-ups. Always important to throw in humor as commish to keep things fun and interesting. John Bosch says, recapping to keep folks engaged is always great. Work to do, but always rewarding. At number 2, we're down to the final 2. Final 2 finalists. At number 2, it's my honor to give this out to Victor Rodriguez. I know Victor. Victor is an incredible commissioner, a great person indeed. Now, he is commissioner of a league called the Winkenbach Fantasy Football League. He received 6 nominations. He is known for his passion for being a fantasy football commissioner, implementing realism into the league as much as possible. For example, he hosts a media night during the championship week. Victor creates league videos with smack talk and championship celebrations, and his draft lottery using the bingo ball machine is truly incredible. He keeps stats that are not normally kept on fantasy platforms, updated weekly in their record book. His love for incorporating family and kids involvement in the league is exceptional. For example, having a kid pieing their dad in the face. Now, one of his league members said Victor returned from Afghanistan over a decade ago and organized this fantasy football league for his friends, bringing everyone together and keeping everyone connected. He's an incredible commissioner, and our judges definitely saw that. In the number 2 spot, Joey Wright says praises for his ability to navigate unique rules to ensure the league is something special. Scott Fish says Victor crushes commissioning with more statistical records kept than just about any league I've ever seen. He hosts a media night during championship week, along with other live shows like releasing the schedule and the draft lottery. He also goes above and beyond, keeping people engaged with weekly challenges. John Bosch says the added events give a wonderful personal touch to make everyone feel like this league is special. JJ Zachariason says, as someone who has a lottery ball system for a dynasty league I commish, you took the lottery machine to the next level. Amazing. And again, hats off to my friend Victor Rodriguez. He's an exceptional commissioner, does an incredible job for that league, and nothing else I can say besides well done, Victor. And now it is time to reveal the 2024 Fantasy Football Commish of the Year. This commissioner is truly exceptional in every way. He is so appreciated and admired and beloved by his league mates. He received an incredible 15 nominations. On top of that, we received a 25-minute video testimonial documentary from his league. We also received a structured argument, an acrostic poem, an ode, and a formal letter to the nominated commish. Incredible stuff. Now, watching the video that they submitted was unreal. It was like a perfectly constructed documentary, straight out of Hollywood. Got a narrator, got all these interviews. There was multiple times that I caught myself thinking I was watching a TV show, like an episode of The League. I'm not convinced that these guys aren't paid actors, these league members, because it was extraordinary. These league members are spread out all over North America, and they survived a pandemic together, and that league thrived because of it. This league has annual destination live drafts, league field trips, a league podcast, and some of the most impressive innovations a fantasy league has ever seen. Got weekly recap videos. They have a weekly live auction for their waiver wire. They don't do fab. Or if they have fab, they don't do a waiver wire rolling list. They don't do a computerized blind bid. They do a weekly auction on Zoom. Like, it's incredible for pickups, for waiver wire pickups. This league has such unique characters in it, and one person holds it all together with unwavering dedication and passion. The unanimous winner of the Commish of the Year contest is one commissioner that will inspire countless leagues to raise the bar, because what they do is absolutely extraordinary. The winner is none other than Alex Papastaskio, an absolute legend now in the fantasy football community. JJ Zachariason says, it's Papastaskio. The rule changes via roulette, the league gatherings. This is something unlike I've ever seen. Unbelievable. John Bosch says this league is built about camaraderie and is way more about that than actual winning and losing. Joey Wright says Papa is number one. The video from his league solidified this as my clear first place choice. I'm a big fan of glue people and someone who is the reason people stick together. Papa is the glue. A league podcast? Get out of here. A+. Scott Fish says Alex brings an incredibly fun atmosphere to his league through a cool live draft with hundreds of rules that are chosen at random for the league to play by each year. This might be one of the coolest leagues I've seen, and the sheer amount of not just effort, but passion one must have to keep it up makes this league incredible. Well, there you have it. Papa, your dedication to your league is what this is all about. Your impact on the lives of your league mates is extraordinary, and your legacy will live on forever. Here are some words from our judging panel.
Hey, Papastaskio, JJ Zachariason here. Just want to congratulate you on winning, man. You know, I went through all the finalists, and everyone was great, don't get me wrong. But you definitely stood above the rest. You are a legend, an unbelievable commissioner. Your league mates are very, very lucky to have you. And thanks for making fantasy football that much better, man. Congratulations.
Papa, Joey Wright here with Football Guys. Hey, listen, we went through all the submissions, and there was lots of great submissions this year. Congratulations to everyone, but yours stood out more than anyone else. Great job. Seriously, being a commissioner is an unsung duty in fantasy football, and you have completely knocked it out of the park. You can tell that your entire league loves you. Congratulations. And if you could just give me that $20 that you said you were going to get me for putting you as my first choice, I'd greatly appreciate it. Congratulations, Papa.
Hey Alex, this is Kendall Valenzuela. Just here to say a quick congratulations on Commish of the Year. It was so obvious how much your league mates loved you and how much they are so grateful and thankful for you to be their commissioner. With the 20+ minute video was incredible. So just here to say congratulations. You are exactly what's right with fantasy football, and congrats again.
Hey Alex, congratulations on the win. You were definitely my top choice for Commish of the Year. Awesome job. From reading about your league, it's very clear that the folks in your league, while I'm sure they do want to win and definitely don't want to lose, It's way more important just to be part of the league, and the camaraderie that you bring within the league sounds amazing. Keep it up. Keep running leagues that are super fun. Keep those managers engaged and having fun. That is what this is all about. Congratulations on the win.
Hey, Scott Fish here. Just wanted to say congratulations to Papa Staskill on his Commissioner of the Year from Fantasy Football Unlimited. It's a great honor, but man, your league is awesome. It is absolutely awesome, and the job you do is incredible. Having 400 or so rules, and you decide them by dice every year, and that playoff rule is incredible. I'd say 99% of the time when someone tells me a rule they like or a setting they like, I've heard of it or I've seen it done. I haven't seen that one. That is new to me. That is incredible. I might have to put that in one of my leagues. That playoff lottery. Oof. That is a beautiful, beautiful rule. I love that. Your live events or live drafts, your destination live drafts, Airbnb, sometimes you have field trips, and the passion and connection you've made with all your league members, oh gosh, this league is incredible. I kind of want to attend your live draft. It sounds like a heck of a lot of fun, but mostly just the incredible amount of creative things you have put into this league and the way you've kept it together and strong and built a little community. I love every bit about this league. I just want to send congratulations to Papa, because man, this is an awesome honor and an awesome league.
Once again, congratulations on this achievement, Papa, and I cannot wait to see what is next for you and this incredible league. To the viewers and listeners, thank you for joining in. Thank you for being a part of this process all season long. Thank you for your nominations and your commissioners, and I wish you all the best in 2025. I will leave you with a few more highlights honoring the great Papa Staskill, the Fantasy Football Commish of the Year.
The greatest commissioner.
Oh, easily the greatest, dude. What a way to start. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, definitely the greatest commissioner of all commissioners to ever have commissioned before.
He has that sort of like natural leader personality where it's sort of like that effortless leadership where it just sort of comes naturally to him and people just gravitate to him for his personality. And also, I mean, he's got a really good sense of fairness, which I think is important in a leader. Just like that cool head, and maybe that comes from being a principal, being a teacher.
You know, he's a father. That's why we call him Papa. That's why that name originated. But the reason that the name Papa sticks and that we all call him Papa is because he's our father. He treats the league like his children, and he treats us fairly and compassionately and, sternly. He expects a lot from us, but it helps us grow and come together. And yeah, he's a real big cheerleader and energizer, and he just makes everything better.
I honestly think of him less as a commissioner and more as like one of the few remaining parental figures in my life.
Greatest commissioner, and I'll even throw out the word necessary, because without him as commissioner, I don't know that there's really a league to be had. I know that this is about giving an award to somebody for their good commissioning, but it's good to the point that I don't think anybody else could do it.
Staskill's a wizard of fantasy football innovation, and his very greatest invention is Live Draft, the annual gathering of the league from across the country to determine the rules for the season, conduct an analog draft, and spend a weekend at play.
Like bringing together this league of human beings that are spread out across North America, and as an adult, it can be hard to get together And he really advocated for like, this is a time where we can like get together, have fun, build connections again with people who we've, been close with, but like, not living close by. It's harder to maintain those connections. So like, I really see him utilizing the league as like a way to keep up relationships and connections with a close group of friends, and like having a like convincing 14 plus people to like spend their hard-earned dollars in this economy to like fly from various places in the world, including like Canada, where we've been living for the last 10 years, is truly a feat. Like, it really speaks to the power of his like the love of the league in his mind, and like the like resolution that he has to like figure out the logistics with a capital L.
Thank you for listening to the Fantasy Football Unlimited podcast. Until next time, be sure to follow and subscribe to all of FFU's social media accounts for daily content.